In this video, this is what I'm going to be showing you guys. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this crochet cat beanie. This is going to be a very detailed and easy tutorial for beginners and intermediates. I'm going to show you guys how I switch my colors, at the same time how I join this together to give the perfect crochet cat beanie. For this tutorial, we're going to be needing 2 colors of yarn. I used a 5mm hook, measuring tape, a pair of scissors, and your 2 balls of different color yarn. So I'm going to be starting with the darker shade. This shade is, I think, green. I'm using Yeye regular yarn in double strand. So I'm going to start by making my slip knot. To make a slip knot is very easy. So you're just going to wrap your yarn around your hook, just like the way I'm doing mine. Wrap your yarn around your hook, just like this, and then you're going to, using your other finger, you're going to wrap your yarn around just like this, and then you're going to hold the 2 yarns on the bottom of your hook together and chain 1, chain 2, and then you pull your extra yarn out, and that's how you make your slip knot. For this beanie, we're going to start by measuring our head. You're going to take your measuring tape and measure around your head, and mine was 22 inches. So I'm going to make a chain that is long enough to make 22 inches. So we're going to keep chaining, making chain stitches till we get to 22 inches, because that's the size around my head. So you're just going to make your chains long enough to fit the size around your head. So mine is 22 inches already. So for my next row, that's the row 1, I'm going to be using double crochet stitches, and we're going to work a double crochet stitch into every stitch till the end of the row. So as you can see, those little bumps on my chain stitch, that is where I'm going to be inserting my hook. So for the very first stitch, we're going to make a chain 1, and we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, insert our hook into that very first stitch. That's the second stitch from our chain 1. We're going to insert our hook into that and yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through the remaining 2, and that's going to count as our first double crochet stitch. And we're going to keep working regular double crochets into every single stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over 2 loops and yarn over the remaining 2 loops on your hook. So we're just going to keep working double crochets into every stitch until we get to the end of our row, and this is going to be our row 1. So just like I'm doing, you're just going to keep putting your hook into those little bumps on your chains to make your double crochet stitch. So we'll work our way down across the row, and I'll see you guys at the end of this row. And we have come to the end of our row. So in the end of our row, we're going to be switching colors. So I'll be using my lighter shade of green as my color. So to switch my colors, I'm going to cut off my Essex yarn. I'm going to cut the remaining green off, and I'm going to be attaching the lighter shade of green. I don't know what this shade of green is called, but I think it's called something turquoise. So to switch my colors, I'm going to lose one of my double crochet. That's the very last double crochet on my row 1. I'm going to lose that. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, pull through 2 loops on my hook, and then instead of pulling through again, I'm going to use my second color, that's the lighter shade of green, to pull through the remaining 2 loops on my hook. So I'm going to tie the remaining 2 together just like this to secure it in place. And that's how I switch my colors. Then chain 1, turn your work and make a double crochet into the very first stitch, and we're just going to keep making double crochets into every single stitch until we get to the end of our row. And we're just basically going to repeat the same process up until we have made our desired size. In total, we're going to be making 15 rows, and we're going to be switching the color at every row. So I'm going to see you guys at the end of my 15th row. So we have gotten to the end of our 15 rows, and this is how our panel is going to look like. So we're just going to join these two together. So it's going to be like a long rectangle, and we're going to join two sides of this rectangle together. So this is all our loose thread that is hanging. You're going to lay them on each other in equal sides. We'll fold it, leaving out, don't let any part be longer than the other. And we're going to start by joining the top. So we're going to place our hook on the sides in which we have the end of our row, pull through, and we're going to just pull through the two of them together, make a chain one, and turn our work. So this is what it's going to look like, and we're going to do single crochet across to close this side of our beanie. So we're going to make single crochets all across the row till we get to the end to close the top of our beanie. And we have gotten to the end of our stitch, and this is what your work should be looking like. So we're going to, I don't want to cut my yarn off, so I'm just going to go back across the top of our beanie again using slip stitches. I'll go backwards, turn my work, insert my hook again, and I'm going to make a single crochet, chain one, and I'm going to start slip stitching through all down across the row till I get to the other end of the top of our beanie. And we have gotten to the end, so we're going to start again. On this side of our beanie, we're going to make single crochets, and we're going to hide all our excess yarn that is sticking out. So we're just going to do single crochets into two single crochets into every stitch. So we're just going to work our way, making sure that we insert the hook into the two single crochets, and we're going to try as much as possible to hide our yarn underneath our single crochets. So it's basically very easy, just for you to place your yarn down flat and make a single crochet above it. This may look a little bit tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's going to be fine. So you just keep making single crochets down, trying as much as possible to hide your yarn. And if you see the yarn is getting too thick and on, so you can just cut off some of them. You can cut off the excess. If you can't do this, you just cut it off and make your single crochet without trying to hide them. But I feel it's more better to hide your yarn so you don't end up having a loose thread or any of your colors losing at the end. So like this, the yarn was getting too thick, so I cut the part that I've already hidden majority of the amount of it off, and then I continued making single crochets down to the end till the end of my beanie hat. And that's the end of our row. And this is what our work should be looking like. So I'm just going to cut out the excess yarn that is hanging out. So I would also cut out any loose yarn that is hanging around. And then I'm going to be using a darning needle to hide my very last thread. So I'm going to insert the last thread into the needle and sew it in. We're going to sew it in that very color. You're not going to hide it in your lighter color so you don't see it. So I'm going to take it back through my single crochets, and then I'm going to cut the remaining parts out. And that is it. So I still have some loose thread inside, so I'm also going to cut that out as well. And this is the back of our beanie. Can you see what it's looking like? This is really, really cute. And there we have it, our perfectly inspired Pinterest cat beanie. And you can style it just the way you want. You can see the part that we joined together. Just see what it's looking like. And you can style this anyhow you want to style it. At the end of your hat, you're going to be having a measurement of 9 inches for your width and 8 inches for your height. So the height of my hat is 8 inches and the width is measuring 9 inches. And then you can style it just the way you want it. So thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you have any comments, just comment it down below on this post. Thank you guys so much for watching.